Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how to connect these videos. But she says, I have a buyer here and she wants to figure out how much her closing costs are gonna be, which is a lie. I didn't want to know how much closing costs would be because I didn't even know what in the world closing costs were. Okay, I just need to know how much money do I need to give you to get the keys. I don't understand the process. I didn't ask any questions. I just wanted to move forward. And so she starts going through and she's like, do you have an idea of what your credit score is? And I remember telling her that on my last credit card statement, it was like 660 or something like that. And she was like, oh, great. And do you know about debt? Do you owe on your car? And I did still owe on my car. But I had been making extra payments on it, so I didn't have much left. And I'm saying maybe like $4,000 or $5,000. And then she just asked just a few other questions, which I thought were the questions that the original lady was going to ask about buying the house before she just was ready to have me write a contract. Well, I answered those questions and she tells me that I think she said I was going to need like $6,800. And I was like, I mean, I might have that, but here's the thing. I've got $6,500 in my account. And so when I write her this check for $500, I'm going to transfer $500 out of that. So I'm going to only have $600. Now, in between now and when you need this money, I might have another $800. And she said, well, I won't need that money until the house is built. You won't close on the house for the 3 months that it's there, so you have time to save up. And I was like, man, okay, I can do that. But it's going to clear out all my savings, and I won't have enough for, like, you know, washer, dryer, refrigerator, all the extra things that you need moving in. I don't know, furniture, a crib, all those things. So she was like, you know what? Where did you say this house was? Because they build all over. And she said, Wilmer. She was like, give me just a second. Wilmer qualifies for a USDA loan, so I can get her a lower interest rate. She could pay a lower down payment, and she can have lower closing costs. And I was like, so it'd be like closer to like $5,000, which I felt like I needed $1,000 buffer so I could get the extra things that I need. It was $1,000 wouldn't have been enough, but still. And so she goes on, and she's like, "Oh no, it'll be way less. It'll be more like 3,800." I like this lady. I don't know her, but I like her. And so I was like, "Oh, okay, fine, that's perfect." I said, "Matter of fact, go ahead, run that check for the 500. I'll live off credit cards for the weekend until that money transfers. We ain't gonna have no issues. Go ahead and deposit that little check. Take that. I'm about to." And so what I ended up doing was taking a cash advance for like $50 or $60 just to put some extra money in my account for things that may automatically come out. Not my greatest decision, but I paid it off quickly as well. When I did transfer that money, I went ahead and transferred a little extra so I could pay the credit card back. Because I wanted to make sure that my account wasn't going into the negative during this process. Now, I didn't fully understand USDA until after I actually closed on my house. It's a government loan. And so what they do is allow specific lenders to look at your financial situation and get people in a home who wouldn't normally have an opportunity to get into a home. And so they have a program for low to severely low income, and then they have another program for moderate to moderately low income. And so the income limits are different, right? One has an income limit of $77,900. The other income limit is of $112,000 a year as your income limit. So if two people earn $50,000 a year and they want to buy a house, they can still use USDA and qualify for the lower interest rate, for the lower down payment, and for the lower closing costs. The wonderful thing about all of this is when I went to close and they ran everything and they looked at my credit profile, I actually closed on that house with $1,800. I don't know where the other $2,000 that she mentioned went. I never, ever asked. I didn't care where they went. They told me bring $1,800. and a cashier's check. I went and got a cashier's check for $1,800. I did not bring up the fact that she initially told me $3,500. So $1,800 plus the $500 I put down, $2,300. And I closed on a new construction home. Now again, that home was $108,000. So I'm sure pricing and things like that are different now. I'm 100% sure. But still a great opportunity to use this loan. So let me tell you a little bit more about this loan program. And all you gotta do to qualify for it is when you're going through the pre-approval process, tell your lender, I'd like to do USDA. Now, USDA is restricted to certain areas. It has to be a rural area, and those loans are used to build up areas so that they can bring in more people to live there. When you bring in more people, you bring in business, the area starts to thrive, all that wonderful stuff. So you have to be in a rural area. And so I'm going to try to stitch together a video of what that map looks like in DFW, because it includes like Cotto Mills and Fate and Roy City and Forney and Kaufman, I believe, like Seagoville. There's a lot of really great cities. Even Heath. Y'all, Heath is on the list. Heath, pinky up, okay? If I could get into Heath, I would. There's a lot of really great areas that are still qualifying for these rural city loans. And so take advantage of this program if you can. If you fall in that income limit, if you don't, there's still FHA, still a great program. So this house must be your primary residence. That's another huge thing. You can't use it as an investment property, anything like that. It must be your primary residence. And it can be used on new or pre-existing homes. It can also be used on condos. I did not know that. It can also be used on condos. If you want to buy, and manufactured homes, mobile homes are included, and there's no acreage limits. So if you find a mobile home that's sitting on 9 acres and it falls into your price range and you're qualified, you can buy it in all those acres. You can have all of that. So it's not restricted to anything very specific. Now, although they don't look for a specific credit score, you usually need not the baseline credit score to qualify. So you can't have like the 580 or the 500 to qualify. They want to see you in the 600s, and you have to show a willingness. What does it say? A willingness and ability to handle and manage debt. Now that gives them a little bit loose management to be able to say how they want the loan to be used, but it just means that you can't have 400 accounts in collections. Like hospital debt, I had hospital debt on mine and it went through. What else I have? Student loan debt. I have tons of student loan debt, 20s, 30s of thousands. I don't remember, but I still qualified with that. And my income at the time, I was earning about $65,000 to $67,000 a year. And so I think that's what made me fall into the low to severely low income range, which allowed me to get more help with the down payment and the closing costs. Now, another thing is you're not able to use this loan and do like a 15-year loan or a 20-year loan. It has to be a 30-year fixed loan. That's the only way it works. And it really works in your favor that way. If you can pay more, you can still pay more, and there's not going to be any penalty on your additional payments. It usually takes a few days longer to clear a USDA loan versus a conventional loan. Honestly, sometimes a little bit longer than FHA. So FHA is right on the edge, right? Might be 30 days, might be 35. USDA is right there, right? 30 to 35 days. So it just might take a little bit longer to get it done. Especially if the documentation is missing. So once you start going through this process, you're going to want to submit those documents as soon as they ask for them. Like take your break at work, spend that time like digging through your documents, and I'll go over those in another video for you guys, what documents you're going to need when you want to start working on your mortgage. Now, I'm going to try to stitch together a map to show you all the really cool areas that still qualify in DFW for this loan. Give me time. I'm not that tech savvy. And then I will get that for you guys to see. But thank you for watching this video. I'm going to stitch these two together, and it's going to be this, not these. But give me some time and I will get all that information for you guys. Thank you for taking the time to listen. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.